What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be reviewing and breaking down The Flash's Season 7 finale episode. But of course, before we get started, make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment any other video suggestions for me. So the episode starts with Bart in his coma from last episode, followed up by the Godspeeds once again fighting in Central City, tearing up the streets. Then we go back to, Barry confronting Godspeed in August Hart's mind, where we left off last episode. And I have to say, August Hart seemed like a very threatening villain in this scene, and I actually really liked how they did Godspeed's storyline this season. It was pretty, it was pretty unique, and I really liked how they did that, although it was only for a few episodes. So August explains how he got his speed, and Barry offers to help with the war. Now, this would have been an opportunity for, Godspeed to embrace his comic book side and become an anti-hero type of character. But of course, we all knew a while ago that that wouldn't end up happening. Godspeed would stay a villain. Then Godspeed threatens Bart and basically lets out tons of emotion in regards to why he hates Bart so much. Then we figure out that Godspeed's goal is to get organic speed, which he wants to, get from Bart, I guess. We then find out that even this war was a part of Godspeed's master plan, yet he still lost his memories. Then Godspeed says that he will save Central City from this war if he gets what he wants, that being organic speed, or else he will destroy Central City. Barry then comes out of Godspeed's mind, and August Hart wants to desperately know who he is, but little does he know that he is a villainous killer. Then Nora thinks that they should, give August what he wants, organic speed, because mostly she wants to protect her and Bart's future, and I guess just the future of all of Central City. Then Jay and Barry are talking, and it seems like Barry comes up with an idea of how to stop Godspeed. Then August must have learned who he really is, and without his memories, he really doesn't want to be that person that he assumes that he is. Then Barry explains his plan, and just like that, Speed Force Nora appears, and Nora West Allen already knows who she is. Then there's a funny moment between Jay Garrick and Speed Force Nora, when Jay says that she looks a lot like, someone else. Obviously, Jay's married to Joan Garrick, who looks exactly like the Speed Force. Then Speed Force Nora gives everyone a speed boost, including Iris, so that's how Iris gets her speed. And also, she woke Bart up from his coma, so then Barry, Jay, Bart, Nora, Speed Force Nora, and Iris all go to fight in the Godspeed War. So the Godspeed War ends up getting insane, as a Godspeed is about to kill Joe, but then out of nowhere, Kristen Kramer gets speed and saves Joe from the Godspeed clone, which was really random. But right after that, she faints. We find out later in the episode that she's actually a metahuman who can absorb other people's, basically copy other metahumans' powers just for like a certain amount of time. Then we see that there are now dozens of Godspeeds fighting each other as Bart shows up, and just like usual, all of the Godspeed clones shout, "Kill the adversary," but then the Flash and the rest of the speedsters show up to help. We get a really cool team-up shot as well. This finale was definitely one of the best of recent seasons of The Flash. It was definitely a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Then it looks like Bart throws out some lightning shurikens, which was really cool, followed up by Nora bringing out her lightning lasso from last episode. And then you have Speed Force Nora just defeating Godspeeds with the snap of her finger. Obviously, she is the Speed Force, so she can do things like that. But then we see Jay do something really cool. He turns his helmet into somewhat of a lightning frisbee, and it knocks out multiple Godspeeds. I thought that was a great scene. We also see Iris using her speed for the first time once again, and then all of a sudden, the speedsters all seem to have some sort of speed malfunction, and we then find out that all of the Godspeeds are feeding off Speed Force Nora, and it also was affecting the rest of the speedsters. Then Allegra appears out of nowhere and uses her powers with her, device thing that basically will knock out the Godspeeds, and it does just that. It knocks out all the Godspeeds, and it looks like they finally started giving her her comic book name, which is Wavelength, if you guys weren't aware. Then it seemed like Nora and Bart somehow convinced Barry and Iris to give Godspeed organic speed, but then we get a 2-minute flashback to what was going on with Cisco and Frost, and as all the speedsters were in Star Labs, while Cisco and Frost were still out in the field fighting Godspeeds. So Cisco used that, bubble thing that he used from last episode in order to, I guess, confuse the Godspeeds, and that's how he, I guess, got them to leave. So then Barry and Iris agree to give August organic speed, and of course that would also give him back his memories, which then he would hopefully end this Godspeed war. So Barry gives August organic speed, and he gets his memories back, and of course, he chose to be the bad guy instead of the good guy he was without his memories. Barry then says he has a plan to defeat him as Godspeed retrieves all of the Godspeed clones roaming Central City, and of course, Hart doesn't keep up his end of the deal. He says he is going to kill Barry. So Barry and Hart get in a speedster battle, and we find out because of all the speed that Godspeed just gained, he is actually faster than Barry. Barry is then knocked to the ground and struck multiple times with Godspeed's lightning. Godspeed then goes in for the kill, but then, like we all knew, Reverse Flash finally returns and comes in for the save. We then find out that Thawne is only back because of Barry, and Thawne returning was all a part of Barry's plan. Bart wanted to go out there and help Barry, but of course Jay stopped him, and I guess this is sort of where, Jay sort of starts to form his relationship with Bart. Obviously, Bart already had a relationship with Jay from the future, so yeah, Jay tells Bart, Barry's got a plan, he knows what he's doing, all this stuff, and I thought that was a pretty cool scene. So then Barry and Thawne both take on Godspeed, and Godspeed forms some kind of lightning wand, and just like that, Thawne and Barry do the same. And all of a sudden, this is now Star Wars, as each speedster has a lightsaber. Now, the lightsabers, they were very, very random. However, I think it was a really good addition to the show. Obviously, we've seen so many normal speedster fights. However, this one just, it took a little twist, and I actually think they did a pretty good job with that. So anyways, the three speedsters get in an insane battle, but Godspeed ends up knocking Thawne and Barry to the ground. But then right as that happens, Thawne stabs Godspeed in the chest with his speed saber, which was a really awesome scene in my opinion. However, we then find out that Godspeed isn't actually dead like we previously thought. He's just terribly injured. And then, of course, Barry gets angry at Thawne for doing what he did. But Thawne, on the other hand, he just wanted to fight Barry the whole time. But then we see Barry has become much faster than Thawne, as Thawne looked basically frozen, while Barry was just looking at him like this was all a huge game. Thawne is thrown onto the ground and is stunned when he finds out how fast Barry really is. He says, "I created you," and basically, just questioning how Barry did that, and Barry just says, "I got faster, didn't you?" Thawne then says that he didn't get faster, but he will, and then he speeds off. So yeah, guys, it was really awesome to see Reverse Flash once again, even if we didn't really get any, like a ton of new scenes with them. We still got a few. They were great to see. And of course, that means Thawne is 100% returning, as he says, like, mark my words, I will get faster and all this stuff. So yeah, it's going to be awesome to see the Reverse Flash once again, most likely in Season 8. So we find out eventually that Thawne was able to be brought back from being formless because the Speed Force connected somehow with the negative Speed Force. We also find out that Godspeed is alive and locked in Iron Heights, so there should be hopefully more great episodes with him in the future, maybe even in Season 8. I think that'd be great to see. And then, of course, we get the end scene of Barry and Iris renewing their vows. We knew this was going to happen, obviously, from set photos we got a few days ago. But guys, with that being said, we didn't get an end scene cliffhanger going into Season 8. The episode, just ended right after that, after Barry and Iris renewed their vows. Now, of course, the first 5 episodes of The Flash Season 8 are presumably going to be somewhat crossover episodes, but besides that, the only other cliffhanger-type things in this episode were Godspeed being thrown in prison and confirmed to still be alive, and of course, Reverse Flash saying he will return. So, maybe next season will carry over the Godspeed or Reverse Flash storyline. Comment your guys' theories on that down below. But of course, there could have just been no cliffhanger at the end of this episode because, they're trying to set up an entirely new storyline with the 5-episode, presumably like crossover type thing they've got going on in the first 5 episodes of next season. So maybe that's why there's no cliffhanger, just because, they're trying to start up something extremely new for the first 5 episodes and then get back to, your regular Flash stuff in episode 6 of Season 8. But yeah, guys, that was about it for the finale. I really liked how they ended off the season. I thought it was pretty good with this Godspeed storyline. Of course, there was about a 10-episode stretch that was just terrible for Season 7. The first 3 episodes and the last 4 episodes, though, I thought were pretty good. But anyways, I'd say that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment your thoughts on this video down below, as well as your thoughts on the finale episode. What did you guys think of it? Also, comment what you guys would rate The Flash Season 7 out of 10. Honestly, I'd probably give it like probably around a 7.5 or an 8, just because of how good I thought the first 3 episodes and last 4 episodes were, but I can't get over how bad like the middle of the season was. Although I definitely don't think this is the worst season. Honestly, in my opinion, I'd have to say Season 4 was the worst. Obviously, that's just my opinion. You guys can comment your thoughts on that down below. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.